Hawking. Shout out to Mr. Hawking for sending me this. Because it just triggers the heck out of people, fam. It's just a triggering mechanism. Look closely here. United States of America, U.S. Treasury Department Revenue Service, fam. Look at what it says here, man. A future filing Defense Pentagon Financing Statement Program. So not trust in God, but the trust with the trust of God. This is a business corporation. It's not what you think it is. You see? This is some eye-opening stuff. Thank you for sending it to me, brother. I'm going to share it for you. It's not funny. It's just right in front of your face. You see what I'm saying? It's just once you're awake, you can't go back to sleep over this stuff. Okay? So do the research on your due diligence. You better join 144,000 Strawman, fam. Get that number, 1400. Anyways, as all real men and hands and legs and all real land in the United States of America, $14 trillion with trust in God, and the real estate is the public's. So you have access to that money. That's your money. That is your money. You see how that works? So look, when you ask me about having access to that, what you are doing is not necessarily money. It's you have to basically really know what you're talking about and know who you are and where you stand on this geocentric realm. There it is. If you don't believe in God and you believe in this is where it comes from, with this fight of the spiritual journey, because man owns government and then God owns man. And this is what they mean by it. Your body's being rented. Okay? So join 144,000 Strawman and connect the dots. I mean, do I have to explain it to you? I'd rather not explain it to you. I'm giving you a visual here. This is all public domain. This is public money. All real men and women with hands and legs in real land. If you are a sovereign man, you are the living man in the flesh, my friends. The living man in the flesh. Okay? So, check this. Just look at it. Just look at it. Just look at it, because it's an eye-opening thing. So for those of you who know this and are benefiting from it, which are those 1%ers, this is what makes us truthers a target, but you 1%ers are garbage. And not the ones that are born into it and don't understand that they were born into it, but the ones who use that Luciferian dictatorship over us by killing us, destroying our lands, just manipulating your language. You don't even understand how the Declaration of Independence even works, and then hiding it through all of occult ritualism language. But it's the Internal Revenue Service, which is its own privatized corporation. And there's that money. Everyone's like, do you have that? Can you get that? Can you get to that money? No, you can't. But you can subrogate your penalties. You can subrogate your penalties. Shanice and Diana and Sven, that's the wording. You can subrogate your penalties. You can subrogate your penalties to be paid to you in full via compensations and damages. That's natural law speaking through me. That's God's word speaking through me, fam. And why would I want to deceive people with that knowledge? Why would I want to offset and subrogate penalties to hurt people? And judges and magistrates who allow for that are completely dishonorable, because if they're humans, if they're men and women of earth, they shouldn't be deceiving the masses with the knowledge they know. But some of these people who study law don't even know what they're studying from the whole syntax grammar code. So I suggest you all study law, because law is not a state licensed issued thing. You should know your own law of your own land, of your own natural inalienable, can't put a lien on your rights, is what they're doing here. It's not unalienable. That's a constitution. That's a con. I keep trying to tell you guys this. Unless you're invoking the 4.4 U.S. Constitution back in like 1768, you're working. There's 3 other constitutions that have been overthrown, fam. And now you're conducting commerce, and you're operating an admiralty law, and you're a captured dead vessel lost at sea. And you need to know how to represent that. You need to know how to present that if you ever get caught up by not knowing how to subrogate, or not know how to offset, or not know how to pay back, or pay all damages, or pay all penalties via damages and compensations. You know, pay back all penalties to yourself via compensations and damages. That's the word. When someone asks me, how do I get to billions of dollars? How do you live? How do you do that? Well, this is the wording. Let me keep on repeating it, okay? What you're gonna do is just connect the dots, right? It's the defense pentagon. Ooh, sacred geometry, huh? It's right there in your face. It's even in the language syntax code, which is like, it's all Roman unidroit. In God you trust, or with trust in God. This is public money. There's your God right there, if you don't believe in a God. But this is God governing man, because you know, God is in all things. So believers of non-gods destroy trees and create a debt slavery system. And people who live outside of this system have access to limited money because they know that money is a fraud. But it's not going to last long if you guys don't wake up to this knowledge. Because what's going to happen is your bodies and souls are being rented out. It's in Revelation 18 if you're a Bible thumper. I think it is. Let's see if I... Look at that. This is public record. U.S. Treasury Department Internal Revenue Service. It's a privatized corporation, fam. United States has a UCC filing system statement claiming all of us, and we know we don't own anything because we're renting out our property. It's Revelation 18:13. There it is, for Bible thumpers, in the quantum grammar syntax code created by Freemason Zionists. Some people call them ruling families because they're bloodlines. What do you know about your bloodline? But their bodies trading in the souls of men. That's what this is. Bodies in the souls of men in trade. And there's accounts proving it. Okay? So do your due diligence research, okay? Join 144,000 Strawman. And go check out your prisoner bond and your QSIP number on Fidelity. Link to your birth certificate, social security number, which is your manifestation of birth, which is a bond, a banking bond. It's not an actual ID. It's a commerce instrument. Okay? And you're from Earth, with all due respect, my friend. I love you though, bro. But we're the men and women in the flesh of Earth, of the soil, of the water. The water speaks to us, the frequencies speak to us, the land speaks to us, the air speaks to us, God is speaking through us. We don't need this pyramid structured bullshit where sacred linguistic geometry is used to control your mind. And all this sacred occult knowledge is only given to the few at the top, and then down the pyramid you go. You are traded on the market as a commodity, and to be able to access that sort of natural, you basically are a natural woman or a natural man, and you have a natural worth to you, which is no money could pay for that, fam. You have a natural worth to you that's priceless. There's no amount of money that you are worth so much more than any amount of money. Okay? Even in the fake trust that's created under your name, there's the account. Boom. This video is going to get taken offline, but the problem with the fact that they just let me post this shit sometimes is that y'all don't even know what it means. And it's so disheartening. And then the Masons are like, come join us. Come join the dark side, sovereigns. Come join the dark side, revolutionaries. And then they do. They do. I'm not saying that I would. But this is what happens, people. People learn how to manipulate the system, and not to their advantage. Not to be with their daughters. Not to raise awareness in the masses. Not to teach people of the duality, which could be eradicated so we don't have to live in a debt slavery system, right? But they take this knowledge and they create Disney 666. Linguistic mind control techniques through monitors and Gwen towers. You know, and there's a revelation saying that we're not going to buy. There's 2 more clicks in the prophecy biblical code, which is written by Zionist and Hebrew syntax card. And barristers are in treason on our land since the beginning of the institution, where we had inalienable rights. Inalienable, and now all of our rights are lienable. You could do whatever you want. So this whole company, this whole organization is turning into a prison sector. That's why you're getting hit with all the GMOs. This is why people are so afraid talking about the end times are near. We're already in them as well. And people are facading it with transhumanism and poor people, and even connecting people who know this knowledge to being like homeless. Yeah, you're not homeless when you have access to this account right here. That's your bank. That number right there is yours, fam. And it's unlimited, to be honest with you. I like to tell people everyone has about $8 billion to their head, but it is unlimited. If you know how to subrogate, if you know how to offset, if you know how to basically charge back all penalties to yourself via, damages, you're actually charging back penalties to yourself via damages with this trust account. That's how you speak. You hear what I just said? I didn't say, hey, unlock it and then you get billions of dollars. I said, you have to say something like such, where you say, I need you to pay back all penalties to me as the beneficiary of this estate being administered, and compensations and damages. Boom.